Kia ora, time for the Bachelorette New Zealand recap. I'm Mama C. Well, last time Flynn and Connor were sent home, Aaron overthought the whole overheard conversation drama, and they've been advertising that 5 new guys are coming. Right? Well, it's episode 12, and at this point, most short-run reality shows are starting to wrap things up that only air like twice a week. Well, not this. This is 4 consecutive nights in a row, and they're adding 5 new guys to the already 10 remaining, which could have been dropped if they just started out with both bachelorettes and all the guys. And honestly, where's Daryl? Why, if we're going to do all this crap, can't we just bring Daryl back for, at least for me, please? I miss Daryl. I love you, Daryl. The boys are feeling a bit stressed because, they're trying to figure out where they sit in this grand scheme of things, right? Lucina, she's decided to do one-on-one with Aaron, and this chuffs Steve because he seems to think that because of the dramas from the cocktail party, that this could be like, oh yes, well this could be a sign that he's leaving because that's been sort of a thing. Okay, well, if they're unsure about a guy, then they have a quickie date, and then boom, 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 then that person goes home. But not so fast, Steve. How wrong you are, my dear. Anyway, Aaron and Lucina meet up. He gives her a giant hug, and they're going to go on a street graffiti tour of some art, right? Well, first up, hidden corner off camera for some making out. That's right. Well, after making their tour guide wait, they finally stop making out and then meet up with her. She takes him around for a tour, and Aaron says he's just enjoying watching her have fun. They have a sit down, discuss the previous night. She says she was always on his side. See? They just try to make us think that it's something silly. He enjoys watching her have fun, like I said. But then he says he's falling in love with her. I know. And I was like, oh, dude, that seems a bit soon, doesn't it? But again, it's this weird situation, thrown into this situation. Everything is sort of elevated and ramped up, and yeah. And I mean, it's scary for him, because you can imagine, eh? Well, an aside to us says that she doesn't know what to think, but she goes right in for the kiss after he talks about that. So, that's her response to that. He's feeling good. He doesn't doubt their connection. And she says, obviously, I like you, but that's all she can say. She can't tell him anymore. She says what she worries about is if they were in, like, real world. But my guess is more relaxed, because you're not going to be living with the other people who are trying to date your partner. It's just, yeah. He likes how he feels about her. Lucina says the date was everything she could want and more. She asks his views on marriage. They talk about weddings and first dances, and he tries to sing what he says their first dance would be. He's so cute. I was able to make out that is a song "Amazed." Now this is just by the lyrics, not by his melody. Aaron's not a singer, we'll just say that. But God love him, he sure tried. And I give him all kind of props for doing that on TV. Especially when, he knows that singing isn't as strong as there. But he was delightful and charming, and we love Aaron, so there you go. He arranged to give her a gift of some art that they saw. So he got her like a piece of art that was like a copy of one of the street works that they saw, which was really cool. That was really well done, mate. Yeah. And of course she loves it. It was her favorite one of the whole day, and it was really cool. She gives him a rose, and of course he accepts, and then they kiss a bunch more. Aaron is over the moon. He says that means he has serious potential to be in the top 4, but remember, we had the foreword that more guys are coming. I know, they're going to be flipping, right? So Lily then takes Liam on a one-on-one. She wants to see more layers of Liam. She wants to see Liam's layers. Lily asks Liam if he's going to take out his junk out today, like Mark did last night. And he says, if that's what he has to do. No, let's be better than Mark, shall we? Oh my God, don't even get me started on that. Alright, so hopefully we won't see any more of Liam's layers. Anyway, they do some blind taste testing of gelato, which apparently is a thing they like to do with Lily. Here, let's blindfold people and eat things. It's interesting, I guess. Lily wants to make a cocktail type of ice cream. Then they end up basically watching a guy make gelato that while they talk. Liam says he isn't a hopeless romantic, so he shows he cares by things like reliability and gestures and things like that. He says he doesn't say I love you often, so obviously when he does, you know, he means it. And Lily, likewise, she says the same. He says in his past he pushed his partner to be something that she didn't want to be, and she was changing for him, but he didn't like that. It was a bit confusing, but I think I got it in the end. I guess he was pushing his partner to be something she didn't want to be, and then she was changing to please him, but then he didn't like that because he didn't want her to change. And I know, it was a bit convoluted, but he's a bit of a different guy, so there you go. So yeah, it was a bit confusing, like I said, but then he says anything can be planned. Now remember, he's a planner by his career. But I think it sounds like they could clash because he's such a planner and she's a free spirit. So I don't see that quite meshing. You know what I mean? Yeah. He says he wants to be 100% honest. Lily pulls a rose out of her armpit because, you know, she likes to keep her roses somewhere special. Always hidden somewhere different. She offers it to Liam. He accepts, but, you know, no real kissing, though, because it's more like they're just mates, really. Yeah, I don't see a connection between the two. I really don't. Lucina and Lily meet up to eat and chat. They both confess they had great days, and the next day, the boys are going to go on some sightseeing. Now, the reason this is not just to get them out of the house, but to get them out of the house because there are some new blokes coming, and while we don't want to get the confusion just yet, we got to wait and then, you know, bring back the other boys. Oh, goodness. So, all right. So Art then brings out the new guys. First guy walks in, it's Elliot. Yeah, remember Elliot? He was the first elimination. Turns out, you know, 3 weeks later, he's still Ockies and really sweaty. Elliot is introduced to Lily. He finds out that she's the second Bachelorette. Lucina thinks Lily and him may get on, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. He then goes to learn some dancing and walks the next new guy, Mike. Oh, by the way, there's a couple Mikes. This Mike is a kumara grower, and he seems a bit confused. Now, for those of you, like in other countries, that may not know what kumara is, it's like a type of sweet potato. So, anyway, so there you go. That was just my aside there for our international viewers. All right, so off he goes to dance because he just kind of seemed awkward. Next up is Mac. He's a procurement something. He's nervous and sweaty. Yeah, off he goes to dance. I mean, none of these were like really earth-shattering, really. Yeah. And then comes in Richie. He's 32, a designer. He's tall. He's attractive. Nice smile. Oh, and then we find out Richie and Elliot know each other, which that's interesting, isn't it? Up next then is the next Mike. He's 35 and he's a sailing coach, and he is quite attractive as well. Lily says he seems confident and a man who looks like a pro tennis player. I suppose he kind of looks like, I don't know, talk about your stereotyping, eh? Lily thinks it'd be fun to see who loses their melon over the new blokes, right? Well, the new guys, they're dancing. The girls enter. The boys discover they have to teach the girls a bit of this dance, right? Poor Elliot continues to perspire. Oh, bless his heart. I just feel so bad for him. It's like he needs a switch to flick off or something. The poor guy is just, he's going to drown. He has a turn with Lucina on the dance floor and sweeps Mac, who is also sweating profusely. Richie, though, he's charming and fun, dancing with Lily. She's giggly. It seems hard for them to talk and dance at the same time. But to be fair, if you're just learning, right? Lucina finds out Mike is then an Olympic sailor. So there's a little bit of a surprise for you. He's not just, oh, let's go take the kids out sailing and teach them. He means business. He's not silly. The other Mike, we find he's from Dogville, and he tells her that he's a Kumar farmer. Lily has a turn with Elliot on the dance floor, and he is almost completely sweat through. I mean, he is just saturated. Oh, I felt so bad for him. Oh. Richie is really impressive. Art breaks up and says, all right, you've got a cocktail party to get ready for, so off you go. Then later, Art tells them they are going to speed date each of the girls. They'll each get 5 minutes, which is nice, considering that some of the boys, like poor Flynn, didn't get like hardly anything with anybody. So this is nice, at least if they're going to throw these poor blokes in here, at least give them some time, right? Lucina asks Mike his reasons for coming to the show. He seems to answer quite easily. Oh, this is Mike as in the sailor Mike. She asks about kids. He says he has a 9-year-old Labradoodle, but no kids. He hasn't dated since a split, which seems concerning to her. Richie and Lily, she asks him his best date ever, and he says it would be art, and then followed by skydiving. They talk tattoos, da-da-da-da. Mike, our Kumar grower, has a chat with Lucina. She says he doesn't answer all her questions, but my guess is, maybe he's a bit hesitant to spill all on national television, right? Max seems sweet, but he's nervous, and Lily says he isn't making any sense. He thinks she can't know what she possibly wants at the age of 22, but obviously he doesn't know her. Yeah. And, I mean, this isn't her first turn on reality. She's done several, and, she might only be 22, but she seems quite, what's the word? Well, she's not silly. We'll just say that. She's traveled a lot. She's had a lot of life experience, so, he couldn't possibly know that, obviously. Okay, so then we find out, because, Lucina has a tendency to ask the guys, if they're homophobic or, how they feel about gay people or whatever. Well, then we find out her reasons for that, and that's because her own brother is gay, and so she wants to know how, they feel about that. And obviously, if you're a halfway decent human being in this time period of life, then if you have a problem with that, you're a moron. So there you go. Obviously, he doesn't have a problem with that. Most people are quite open these days, unless you have your head stuck somewhere dark and wherever. Okay, Sailor Man, Mike and Lily have a chat about travel. He says he says that she seems pretty young, which chances are he wasn't brought there for her, but there you go. Richie and Lucina have a heart-to-heart. Lily and Elliot have a nice chat. She thinks he's quiet and not quite cocky the way they had thought he might be in the beginning. Yeah, he's just nervous and very sweaty. Oh, bless his heart. The new lads are curious to meet the old lads. Well, Mac says he needs a hug, and sweaty Elliot complies, so the Sweat Brothers then combine their sweat for a nice little hug. Lily says Sailor Mike is too not messed up for her. So apparently she needs somebody who's a little jacked up in the head, I guess. That just sounded funny, Lucina worries that he hasn't dated, that Sailor Mike hasn't dated enough since the split. That's her worry. They build up the tension before the other boys come back, and then the boys return, and the freaking out begins. Tomorrow night we see the boys freak out some more. Lily says she thinks she is in trouble. Why is that? What's happening? Well, we'll find out again at all tomorrow, or after tonight's show, and we'll see you again for another married. Oh no, wrong show. We'll see you again for the Bachelorette New Zealand recap. I'm Mama C. Have a great day wherever you are.